Hello friends, it's your friendly neighborhood well-rounded mermaid, and I am here today to bring you a very special, very beautiful, very meaningful story as one of my last contributions to Corona Storytime. Some of you may have heard of it, others may not have. This is a wonderful children's story that teaches about unconditional love, acceptance, and supporting people no matter what their dreams. The book I'd like to read for you all today is a beautiful, beautiful story called Julian is a Mermaid. I wanted to read this to you in honor of Pride Month, and as it's the last day of Pride, it seemed like the perfect story to carry us into the rest of the year so that we never forget to support, love, and accept one another, each other and ourselves. This is a beautifully illustrated and written story by Jessica Love. And as you can see on the inner cover, it's got some gorgeous illustrations. This book really talks about a lot of things all in one simple, beautiful, elegant way. It's a favorite of many, and if you don't know it already, I'm really excited to introduce it to you. Now, on to the story. Julian is a mermaid. And for those of you who have trouble reading, I will do my best to describe things to you. Also, for those of you who have trouble seeing, we have Julian and his Abuelita on a subway car. And the text says, "This is a boy named Julian, and this is his Abuela, and those are some mermaids." Julian loves mermaids. Here's Julian and his Abuela, Spanish for grandmother, and the beautiful mermaids. I love the one with the super long hair. As you can see, I have affinity for that myself. But I also love the one with her hair all in an updo. She's pretty fabulous too. Here we have Julian with his book on the subway, thinking about what it would be like to live in the ocean, with his hair growing long, talking to a fish. And his hair grows even longer, and he takes off his top and his shorts, and he goes swimming off into the blue underwater. Next, we see Julian riding a gorgeous, colorful current of ocean creatures and water. There are jellyfish and a manta ray and countless other beautiful creatures. I think I even see a cuttlefish in there. What about you? What creatures do you see? As he rides a current alongside new ocean friends. After he's swept away by the current, he finds that he has grown a magical mermaid tail, yellow and pink, and he's so surprised. He suddenly realizes how agile he is, and gets lost enjoying his new tail, flipping his flukes, enjoying in the water. And when he meets a great big magical beautiful fish. She looks a bit like a koi, don't you think? With a stunning pattern. Vámonos, mijo. This is our stop, says his grandmother. So she takes his hand and waves goodbye to the beautiful mermaids who are still on the subway. Now, being from Virginia, I always want to call it the Metro. What do you call the rail transit where you are? Do you call it Metro? Do you call it the subway? Let me know in the comments. And as he and his grandmother walk home, they pass people playing in a fire hydrant water spray. And a man looks like he's holding his dog sitting on a chair outside. All these people enjoying the warm summer weather in the city. And they're walking home when he says, Abuela, did you see the mermaids? I saw them, mijo. Abuela, I am also a mermaid, he says to his grandmother while on the steps of their home. I'm going to take a bath. You be good, says his grandmother. And there's something that you'll notice with this book. There's not a ton of text. It's just a lot of beautiful, beautiful illustrations. So when you hear me say anything that's not quoted, it's me trying to describe the picture for my fellow people who are maybe visually impaired, or who might just want to be listening and listen to the sound of my voice and doing other things so they don't have to follow along and they can just listen with us. So his grandmother has walked into the bathroom. Julian has a good idea. Here we see him flinging off his shoes, pulling off his tank top, pulling off his shorts, flinging them away, and gathering up the fern leaves in his grandmother's potted plant. There's him getting the good idea and flinging all of his clothes away. And then he gets flowers out of his grandmother's vase off of her dresser, and some, looks like some peacock feathers. Or maybe those are the flowers. Yeah, those are the flowers from the vase. And he's climbed up onto her dresser and has found Abuela's makeup. What a magnificent crown he's made. And then we see Julian noticing the drapes. He flings the draperies off of the curtain rod and ties them around his waist to make a magnificent mermaid tail. Because what little kid doesn't love playing dress up? Especially when it's playing mermaids. And just as he's pretending in the living room. Oh! Oh, looks like his grandmother's caught him. She's given him a glower. Get him playing along in the living room until... Boom, boom, boom. He is caught. Uh-oh. That's stare. We all know Grandma's stare. Oh, you done messed up now. That's when you know you're in trouble. When you got Grandma mad at you. Oh. Next, we see Julian considering his finery, his crown and his tail, looking at the fabric, lifting it up, and checking himself out in the mirror with his beautiful makeup on. And catfish in the background. Everyone, if you could hear that, that's my catfish sky. And there's Abuela. Come here, mijo, she says. As she spots him at her dresser. She says, come here. For me, Abuela? For you, Julian. And she hands him a strand of pearls. And next we see Julian holding his abuela's hand as they walk down their front door steps, and he is wearing the gorgeous strands of pearls. Still in his crown and his beautiful mermaid tail. And she has a lovely parasol and a dress with a pattern very similar to that large koi fish we saw earlier. Wonder if that has any consequence, any connection. And they're walking down the city streets. Where are we going? He asks. You'll see, says Abuela. And they're walking down the street and they pass somebody with two cutesy little dachshunds. Or some people call them wiener dogs. So little hot dogs. And two girls chilling out, hanging out on the wall, having some nice frosty beverages in the hot summer sun. I love how colorful all of her characters are with their fabulous outfits and amazing hair and all of their accessories like the shades and the socks on the man with the dogs. So good. And they're walking around a corner and we see a bunch of people dressed in fantastical outfits. And Julian says, mermaids, whispers Julian. So there he is with his abuela, looking at all of the splendiferous merpeople populating the streets. Now, I have a theory, and if you know this book already, or if you've researched it, let me know in the comments. This feels very like New York to me. The beautiful city of New York. And I have a feeling that maybe this alludes to the Coney Island Mermaid Parade. Let me know if you guys know if that's true or not. Maybe it's just my theory, my supposition. And he's looking around a corner at all of these splendidly dressed people. And he's just said, "Mermaids." And his grandmother says to him, "Like you, mijo, let's join them." Looking around the corner at all of the people, his grandmother with her parasol, and all of the people in their stunning costumery. And I think I see some people that we saw before in the subway. Do you recognize these ladies right here? Those are his mermaids. And she has just said to Julian, "Let's join them." And they do. We see people in all kinds of costumes. Fish heads, and jellyfish, and mermaids, and so many things I can't even describe. Maybe lionfish, or betas. And Julian and his abuela join the procession of stunning magical creatures from the sea. And because it's a children's book, it's very short, which means that's the end. But there's one more little surprise here for you if you're interested. Do you remember the wonderful Abuela and her friends at the beginning of the book? In all of their bathing suits? Look what we have at the end. This is one of my favorite parts. They have transformed into wonderful mermaids. Their bathing suits have become their mermaid tails. And there is Julian at the very bottom, smiling at us from beneath all of them. And they're all resplendent and gorgeous in their mermaid outfits and tails, just as they were resplendent and gorgeous in their bathing suits at the beginning, where we recognized them from. I love that. And underneath the dust jacket on the hardcover of the book, we see Julian riding the current with all of his ocean friends. On the other side, little footprints in the sand as he ran to join his friends in the ocean. And that, my friends, is Julian is a Mermaid. A beautiful story about dreams and transformation and unconditional love and acceptance. We all need love and acceptance unconditionally from someone in this world, whether that's one person or a handful of people. We all need somebody to love and support us no matter what, no matter who we are, no matter what our dreams, even if they may not always understand or agree with our thoughts or ideas or actions. We always need someone in our corner. And clearly, Julian has had his abuela in his corner. Just like I'm grateful to say I have always had my grandmother in mine. And I hope you all have someone in your corner too. Pride Month is a reminder of how lucky we are to have family and how lucky we are as a community to be able to choose our family. So if you have a family by blood who haven't been able to love or accept you, please know that there are family and friends out there, maybe not by blood, but by spirit, by heart, by soul, who will love and accept you for who you are, no matter what. No matter your age, your gender, your orientation, your size, your ability, any of it. You are magical and you are special. And just like Julian, you are deserving of love and acceptance and support because you're magical and unique and special. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you like what you found here, please click the like and subscribe buttons. Maybe drop a comment in the box below. Every little bit of interaction helps show YouTube that people enjoy my content and want to see more. And speaking of content and seeing more, if there are any other books that you want to see me read, please let me know in the comments. I would love to know if there's anything else that y'all want to hear read. Maybe we'll do an adult book and I'll read it bit by bit over a period of time. Maybe I'll do something on Facebook Live. I don't have enough to go on YouTube. Unfortunately, I'm not that big of a creator yet. But well, maybe we can do regular lives where I read a more adult book or maybe a young adult book. Let me know what you guys would like to hear in the comments below. And please share this if this is something that you've enjoyed. You can find me on all the social media pretty much at YLLURIA. I'm on Twitter, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm even occasionally on Snapchat. I'm on Facebook at Mermaid Yl'luria. You can find me on my website at ylluria.weebly.com. But you can mostly find me on things like Instagram and TikTok. I love TikTok. TikTok is my jam. I hope that you have enjoyed what you found here. If you have any questions or thoughts, let me know in the comments below. Please stay safe and stay healthy. Happy, blessed, beautiful Pride. Please go out and love yourselves and one another. Happy shimmies and waves of love. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Love you guys. Happy Pride Month. You guys are the best. Bye. My grandmother is very, very dear to my heart. She and I have been incredibly close my entire life. And I'd like to dedicate my reading of this story to her. Because throughout my life, no matter what my crazy goals, dreams, and aspirations, thoughts, and ideas, or actions, she's always been there for me from the get-go. Unconditionally loved me no matter what. So to you, my Abuelita, my dear wonderful grandma, I love you so much.